race and get himself locked into the chase. Ultimately, I just want to see Dale Jr. return to the track this season. Even if he doesn't make it into the chase, maybe that's even a better thing from the standpoint of it takes the pressure off, and therefore he can just go and race the remaining 10 races and try to lock up wins and look towards next season. I don't have, look, and don't misunderstand, I don't have any preconceived notions that Dale Jr., having gone through what he's going through right now, is going to be able to recoup enough to really competitively fight for a championship given the stiff level of competition. Okay, that's a really, really tall order. But I'm also not going to, as a fan, I'm not going to throw my hands up and say it's over either. In my opinion, as a fan, it's not over until it's over. It's not over until he doesn't make the chase, and even then, we'll root for him to get wins and see how he does. Most importantly, I just want to see a guy who, even though I've never met him, I consider a friend. Right? I just want to see him get better. He is such a good dude, has done such great things as NASCAR's most popular driver, as an advocate for sports, so many different charity organizations. It really is heartbreaking to see a guy as good as Dale Jr. have to go through such a difficult thing. He's a racer at heart. And it's pretty clear with him tweeting out that picture of his garage stall from Indy that he wishes he could be there. And that also tells me, too, that he is doing everything he possibly can to get himself better because he feels pressure because of people like you and people like me. He wants to get back to the racetrack. He wants to get back out there and race again because he knows the fans want him to. But hopefully he knows, based off of your tweets and my tweets too, that we're a patient bunch and we'll support him even if we have to wait until next season to do so. So, possibility, the race preview portion of the podcast this week, possibility of Jeff Gordon going to victory lane in Indy. It's possible. It's very possible. Considering how good Jeff Gordon is at the racetrack, Hendrick Motorsports doesn't seem to be completely back, but Jimmy Johnson does look good this weekend, and he's got a pretty fast car. Jeff Gordon seemed pleased with the car in second practice. He's not used to this low downforce package yet, but he said that he felt there was some consistency in the final practice that's giving him some confidence heading into tomorrow's race. So I think that, yeah, he has a shot to go and win this. It'll be interesting to see how well Greg Ives sets the car up, how much speed is in the car. And to me, that's exciting too, because if Jeff Gordon can perform well in these next couple of races, then we know we've got the speed back in the car so that when Dale Jr. gets back in, he's got the fastest car possible to go and get the job done. So in terms of my prediction for the podcast this week, I'm going to go conservative with Jeff, and I'm going to say top 10. He can win it. He's won it multiple times, but based off of all the factors, I feel like I would be I would be way too optimistic to go and say top 5, right? Being out of the car for 7 months, given the circumstances, working with a different crew chief, working with a different spotter in TJ Majors. I'm going to go top 10 for Jeff Gordon, but I'm going to be rooting for him to go and get the win. And by the way, for those individuals who are talking about Jeff and, well, why didn't they give him his other crew chief and why doesn't he get his old sponsor? No, this is still Dale Jr.'s car. This is still Dale Jr.'s team. And to that, the other factor in this as well, watch the races. Root for Dale Jr. through his team and through Jeff Gordon. That team is a team. Dale Jr. is the driver. He's the guy. But Greg Ives, all the guys on the pit crew, all the engineers back at the shop, right? TJ Majors, look, they're all part of the team as well. They all want to win too. So between hopefully just Indy and just Pocono, we as fans can step up, show our support for Dale Jr. by supporting Jeff Gordon, rooting for him and the team to get a win while Dale Jr. Rests at home with Amy and gets better. That's how I'm handling it. Hopefully that's how you're handling it as well. And I was really thinking that I wasn't going to be excited for Indy on Sunday because of this. I'm excited for Indy now, man. I'm excited to get this race going tomorrow. I'm hyped. I'm not quite as hyped as I would be if Dale Earnhardt Jr. were in his car, but I'm as hyped as I can possibly be without having Dale Jr. in his car. It's not like going and just watching an Xfinity race just for the sake of watching an Xfinity race, which I'm going to do today. No, I will be absolutely 100% rooting for Jeff Gordon. I think this is a fantastic story, and who knows, maybe it can have a fantastic finish, because it would be really cool to see Jeff Gordon back in victory lane, and that would be a great thing for NASCAR as well. So there's your Dale Jr. Race Preview podcast. Our prayers go out to Dale Jr. and to Amy. We hope that he gets better soon. I'm glad that he's at least sharing with the fans. He doesn't have to do that on Twitter, and it sounds like he's on the road to recovery. And like I said, as fans, we'll wait as long as it takes until our favorite driver gets back into the race car. So normally I would close the podcast out with Go Junior, but I think it's just fitting to say, get well, Junior, and go, Jeff Gordon.
My nerd world.
And finally, one of the most unusual pre-race prayers you will ever hear.
Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight for all your blessings. You said in all things give thanks. So we want to thank you tonight for these mighty machines that you've brought before us. Thank you for the Dodges and the Toyotas. Thank you for the Fords. And most of all, we thank you for Roush and Yates partnering to give us the power that we see before us tonight. Thank you for Jim Performance Technology and the RO7 engines. Thank you for Sunoco Racing Fuel and Goodyear tires to bring performance and power to the track. Boogity, 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 amen. Boogity, 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 amen. Bless the drivers and use them tonight. Boogity, 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 amen. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife tonight, Lisa. And my two children, Eli and Emma. First, we like to call them the little E's. Lord, I pray you bless the drivers and use them tonight. May they put on a performance worthy of this great track. In Jesus' name, boogity, 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 amen. Boogity, 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 amen. Boogity, 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 amen. Bless the drivers and use them tonight. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife. Boogity, 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 amen. Boogity, 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 amen. Bless the drivers and use them tonight. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife.
My nerd world.